everybody, it is me, Miss Laura, and we are here today doing our Storytime craft. So if you stop by the library, I have these little packets ready for you, and they will say Storytime Snowflake. So that's your hint for this week. We are making snowflakes. So inside of these craft packs, you will find 2 lacy doilies and a little packet of just random goodies that you can glue on there. Some other things that you are going to need is some glue, something to stick all your goodies on. If you want to, you can affix some glitter on there, which is what I'm going to use. So there's our glitter. And most importantly, you're gonna need some scissors. So let us begin. There we go. So the first thing you're gonna do is you are going to fold your doily. So you wanna fold it in half, and you want to make sure those edges are fairly lined up. So if you need help or have an adult help you, go ahead. I used to make these all the time when I was a kid with just regular old paper. Then you're going to fold. I switched it, see, it was that way. We're going to fold it in half again. And if you're feeling really whimsy and want more designs, try to fold that in half again. And like I said, try to make sure your edges match up as much as possible. So that's about as small as this little thing's gonna go. If you should want to, you can do this with regular square white paper, colored paper, whatever you want. Now you're gonna take your scissors and you're gonna be cutting along the seams. Now it's really important you don't cut the whole seam or it's just gonna fall apart, okay? So you wanna leave some gaps. So I'm gonna snip the end off to begin with. Boop. Just a small little, because this is a small little piece of paper, so small little incisions. And then I'm just gonna make some random shapes. So I'm kind of going up and down here. And then I cut that off, and see how there's like a solid gap there? That's solid. And then I've got my cuts, and now I'm gonna need to leave another little solid gap so that I don't break my paper. And this one, I think I'm just gonna cut a triangle. There we go. Oops, you gotta make sure you get through all those layers. There we go. So, and now I'm gonna leave another little solid gap, and I think I'm just gonna cut off a little bit up here and see what happens. Now, I'm gonna do some designs on this side too. And you're gonna repeat the process of making sure you leave solid gaps so your snowflake doesn't fall apart. And I can demonstrate what happens. And when I was a kid, it was learning by ear. So again, I'm just cutting random shapes. This time I'm just mainly making little triangle shapes. You can make circles. See, there's my solid little piece there. Maybe I'll do a bump of some kind. There we go, like a half circle. There we go. And I think I'm gonna leave it because I'm pretty close to the end and I don't want that paper to separate. So then very carefully, you're gonna open it up and you're gonna see the magic that you just created. There you go. Isn't that pretty? It's very pretty. So now is when you can decorate it. So I kind of flipped it over to whichever, it really doesn't matter. Your lace is gonna show either way, but I like the raised side. And then you can glue some of your sequins or pom-poms on there. Like I said, I'm gonna put, you can color it with a marker, crayons, pencils. I'm going to add some glitter, so I'm just gonna zigzag my rows of glue. So I can do this all at once. And then I take some of my glitter. And it's very important you do this over paper or newspaper because this is messy, but it's so fun and pretty. I love sparkles. And then very gently tap off our excess. Ta-da! And when these are done, you can affix a string on there and hang it up, or you can tape it up on the window. That's what I used to do as a kid. So really nice and simple, but it's such a fun and pretty craft during the winter time. Just real quick, I'm gonna show you what happens if you cut those edges off. I'm just gonna fold this real quick and show you why it's very important that you leave those little gaps. So say I decided to just keep cutting all along here. Now that was just one side I cut open. What happens is your paper doesn't turn out very much like a snowflake. So make sure you leave those little solid gaps as you're cutting. And if you want to, if you don't want to mess up these, practice on a regular piece of paper. Just keep folding it in half, and practice that way. And just make some fun wintertime decorations, all right? Stay warm. Bye-bye.